I know it's super, super long, so I'm going to end it. I had no idea I had this much to say. And how did I start it out? With the word skeet.
Boy, he's hard as a rock.
You're watching Black Eric D. Nice on YouTube.
Hi guys, Black is here. And I want to talk about a video that I uploaded some years ago, but I cannot find the video. If you know what video I'm talking about, please leave a link so I can find this video. Now, the video was me talking about my nephew who was murdered a couple years ago. He was dating a girl, and I was talking about how she was beating the child because he had wet himself. And she was just standing there hitting the kid, and the kid was laying there crying, and it pissed me off. And if I had known the girl, I would have taken the belt from her and might would have hit her with the damn belt. But I didn't know her, and it was his girlfriend. I didn't live there, so I just left. Well, anyway, I made the video talking about her, and my nephew, being the smart ass that he was, showed her the video. If he hadn't showed her the video, she would have never known. Well, I liked the girl. You know, I thought she was kind of freaky looking or whatever, but I liked the girl. But after she found out about the video, she did not like me anymore, right? So the other day, I was talking to my niece, and she mentioned the girl, and I asked her how she was doing, and she told me. And I told her to tell the girl I said hello, and she told me that the girl don't like me because she's still pissed about the video. So I'm like, you know, whatever. So my niece was like, you know, you need to really stop making videos about people. You know, that's the reason why you don't have any friends. And I made videos about my niece. I didn't say it was my niece, but people knew who I was talking about. She knew who I was talking about because she is a subscriber. But the thing is this, if you are doing something and you are ashamed of doing it, you need to stop doing it. You know? And if I make a video about you, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell the truth. Now, I may not call out the person's name, but I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to make something up. Will I exaggerate it? Usually I don't have to exaggerate because the stuff is pretty damn extraordinary for me to make a video about. So usually I don't have to exaggerate it. But anyway, the problem was this. The little boy was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old. He seemed like he was either gay or slow. I didn't really know because, you know, when they're kind of young like that, sometimes you can't tell. Well, you can say he's timid anyway. We know that for a fact. The boy was timid. He was soft. But anyway, I didn't have a problem with the kid. He had a younger brother, was like 2 or 3 years younger, and he had no problem not, you know, wearing his pants or whatever. Right? He was a cute kid too. He did not look slow. He looked like he was going to be a player when he got older. Apparently, he won't tell you when he have to use the bathroom, and he would just wet himself. So I'm like, as a parent, you have to remind your kids to do or not to do stuff. When you care about your kids, you would do that. Now, I'm getting ready to tell you all something about me, and I think I've told this video before. I'm not ashamed of it because I was young. I didn't know any better. I had no control of it. As old as probably 12 years old, I used to wet the bed. Might have been 13, but I know it was at least 11 or 12. So my parents thought I was wetting the bed because I was waking up in the middle of the night. I had to use the restroom, and they figured I was just lazy and didn't want to get up, so I would pee in the bed. Completely 100% wrong. Kid you not. I go to bed, okay? I would wake up, usually on my stomach, and the bed would be wet, my shirt wet, underwear's wet. I'm wondering, damn, who peed on me? I mean, well, you can smell the pee. I'm like, damn, who peed on me? But it was me. Obviously, I'm the only person sleeping in the bed. But it wasn't something I had control of. It was like a wet dream. You don't have control of that. You have zero control of a wet dream. Well, and the funny thing was, growing up, I thought when you peed in bed, that was a wet dream until one of my friends told me it wasn't. A guy named Mike. Anywho, so my parents got tired of me messing up mattresses, so they decided to wake me up in the middle of the night, every night, to go use the restroom. And I don't know how long they did this, but after a while they stopped doing it, and I never went to bed. I never went to bed since then. Although I've had some wet dreams since then. But no, not wet in bed. But the thing is, my parents cared about me, and they wanted to do what was best for me. And the best thing was to not beat my butt, but help me to not make a mistake like that, which again, it wasn't a mistake because I had no control of it. It's not a mistake when you don't have control of it, But again, I tell you all that, so if there are some kids online who are 11 or 12 years old wet in the bed, maybe you need to tell your parents to wake you up in the middle of the night or get you an alarm clock or something. Now I can drink water right before bed. A lot of times I drink water before bed so I don't wake up so dehydrated. But I don't wet the bed. I wake up, I have to use the restroom, I go to the restroom and go right back to sleep, But again, like one time my nephew, he had a roommate, his girlfriend, 2 kids, my other little nephew, and myself, we all went out to All You Can Eat place. And when we got ready to leave this All You Can Eat place, I think Golden Corral or whatever, we was getting ready to go, and I asked, hey, does anybody have to use the restroom? Nobody said yes. Even the youngest boy said no. So I looked at my nephew and I said, I forgot the kid name. It's like, does he need to go? My nephew asked him, and he stood there, he hesitated and looked kind of slow and like, no. And oh my goodness, what is this walking up the street? Okay. I don't need to be looking at that, but it's interesting to look at. Anywho, what I was talking about? Let me drink something to drink. All right. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so anyway, he was standing there looking slow, and he finally said no. I didn't believe him. And we was in my F-150. I don't want him to pee in my F-150, so I told my nephew to take him to the bathroom. And my nephew was like, Unc, he don't need to go. He said he don't need to go. I'm like, he hesitated. Take the boy to the restroom. I would have took him myself, but I don't want nobody to think nothing, right? So anyway, my nephew took him to the restroom, and he came back and was like, man, he used it. I'm like, and he was like, well, why he said he didn't have to use it when he had to use it? I'm like, I don't know, but it's your job to make him go. It's your job. That's your job. And he's like, but I don't understand. Why can't he just do it on his own? Kids are like that. And it's up to you, the parent, to regulate that stuff, My son, the one who's not mine, who I took care of like he was mine, he never wet the bed. I used to keep him when I used to have to change, when he was in diapers. He never wet the bed. And if he did, I don't remember. I don't think he ever wet the bed though. As a matter of fact, nah, he never wet the bed. He never wet himself. I'm gonna tell you about, I don't want to call his name. I call him Quez. I'm gonna tell you about Quez. Quez, every time we go to a department store, we will always get in the middle of the department store, usually away from the men's restroom. I gotta pee. I'm like, damn. So I had to take him all the way to the other side of the store. And then I saw a father the other day. He was holding his son up so his son could, use the urinal. Quez would not go. If his feet wasn't on the ground, he would not go. So I couldn't pick him up and hold him. He would not go. He just stand there. So I used to have to, I used to keep a plastic bag. Somebody gave me this idea to put plastic bags in my pocket. So I'll put a plastic bag. He's a little boy, so he don't use that much, but I would pull out the plastic bag and hold it for him to go in. Or sometimes they have those urinals that go all the way to the floor. He can use those. Or sometimes, we was in one bathroom, it was a little drain plug, a drain thing in the middle of the floor. He was standing right there using it, and some white guy comes in and goes, I don't think that's what that's for. And I said, yeah, I know it's not, but he's not gonna go if I hold him, and he can't reach the toilet. So this is what he's a little kid, he's not that strong anyway. But I learned, I didn't blame him for that, I'm glad he told me he had to go. But what I used to do was, when we go to department stores, I would go, as soon as we walk in, I'll say, you need to use the restroom? And he said, no. And I said, well, they go anyway. And usually, 9 times out of 10, he would go. But anyway, again, as a parent, you do whatever it takes to control your kids, to keep them out of trouble and to keep them from wetting their clothes, if you cares about them. And this wasn't my kid. I knew he wasn't my kid, but I loved him. And I wanted the best for him. I took care of him as if he was my kid. And the funny thing was, I feel so bad about this. This was during the time I could not find my real kid, my real son that I just found a few years ago. I tried to find him. I went to Montgomery, rode around Montgomery, stopped at I didn't realize Montgomery was so damn large. I thought Montgomery was small, right? Nah. I rode around Montgomery and I stopped and asked people, hey, do you know his mother? Do you know him? And they're like, don't know. Now I understand why. It's a big ass city. Well, anyway, I called 911 and told them her name and said that I'm his father. I'm trying to find him. And the 911 operator acted as if I was stalking her and she was hiding from me. Made me feel so bad. And I'm like, well, ma'am, just take my name. Here's my name. Here's my number. Call her and ask her, does she want to get in touch with me? That I'm trying to find her or whatever. Did he do it or not? I don't know. So and the funny thing was, he told me in 2009, they were living in Marietta, Georgia, which is where I met her in like 92, 93, something like that, 94, whatever. But in 2009, I forgot how old he said he was. I think he said he was 9 or whatever. And he was living 14 miles from his dad. He didn't know, I didn't know. Why? So why was she hiding him from me? Again, I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to be ashamed of. She wanted to come live with me. At the time, I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was making $5.25 an hour. And I couldn't afford to take care of a mother and a child. Dad and I also wanted, at that time is when I was out. And anybody who was going to be around me had to know the truth. I wasn't DL. So I told her, hey, I'm gay. I'm openly bisexual. You can come live with me, but you need to know that. But as soon as she found out that, she didn't want nothing to do with it. She didn't want nothing to do with it. But, whatever. She told me sometime later that, she had heard they gay men like to molest kids. And if I touched her son, she would kill me. I'm like, who the hell told you gay men like to molest kids? Gay men don't molest kids. You know who molests kids? DL men. Openly gay men don't do that, because if something like that comes up, you know who they're going to come looking for? The gay guy. Just like every time a kid get touched in a neighborhood, what they do, go beat up the gay guy. The pedophile or whatever. But anyway, that's another story. that's what's up with that though. This Dre, that's all. I'm getting ready to go outside and I'm gonna take my golf to get an emission test, and I may come back and put the clutch fan on my Trailblazer because I bought that clutch fan some months ago and I ain't put it in yet. And it's like what, March 5th? My birthday is April 13th, so I need to go ahead and get a tag for my cars and trucks and motorcycle. Dre, y'all have a good day. Have any questions or comments, please leave them. If you have a personal question or comment and you don't want no one else to know about it, you can send it to my email, a251370@yahoo.com. Dre, y'all have a good day. Bye.